You think you have time, don't you? You think there will always be another chance. You say you'll start tomorrow. You tell yourself you are too tired, too distracted, too unsure. But here's the truth. Tomorrow never comes. All you've got is today. The life you're waiting for is not in some distant future. It's right in front of you, right now. And you're either going to grab it, or you're going to let it slip away. Day after day, year after year. The secret to a life that matters is not found in some grand, magical moment. It's found in each decision you make every single day. Every time you choose to take action instead of making excuses, you build the life you've always said you wanted. Every time you make a choice, a decision, that's your life being sculpted. It's not the events of the world that shape your future. It's the choices you make in the moment of truth. What are you choosing right now? You say you want to live with purpose, to build something meaningful. But here is what I need you to understand. Purpose doesn't wait. It doesn't pause for your feelings. It doesn't ask for permission. Purpose demands that you wake up and rise, regardless of how you feel, regardless of the noise, the distractions, or the doubt that fills your head. If you're not living with purpose, then you're living by default. You think you're in control. But how many times have you convinced yourself that you'll start later? How many days have you spent doing nothing, waiting for the perfect moment to take action? There's no perfect moment. There's only right now, and the decision to either step up or continue living a life dictated by convenience, by comfort, by the whims of your mood. You can keep telling yourself that tomorrow is the day or next week, I'll make the change. But all that's happening is that you're trading your dreams for the lies you tell yourself. The truth is, you are the sum of the choices you make. And the choice to wait, to delay, is a choice to stay stuck. But let's break it down. Let's talk about what it really means to live with purpose. Purpose is not a wish. Purpose is a command. It's not something you hope for. It's something you act on. It doesn't come wrapped in a pretty package with a bow on top. It's built every single day by consistent, deliberate action. Purpose is the muscle you develop by showing up even when it's hard. It's the power that forces you to take responsibility for your life. Every day you delay, every day you give in to weakness or doubt, you let purpose slip further from your reach. But it doesn't have to be this way. Let's talk about mindset for a moment. Your mindset is the foundation of everything you do. If you want a life of purpose, you have to stop thinking like someone who is waiting for the world to give them something. You need to think like someone who creates their world with every action, with every thought, with every decision. Do you know what the difference is between the successful and the unsuccessful? It's not talent, and it's not luck. It's mindset. Successful people don't wait for the right conditions. They don't wait for the right mood. They don't wait for permission. They create their own conditions. They act because they believe they can. They build because they know that their actions are the only things that will move them forward. It's not about being perfect either. It's about being consistent. It's about making the decision to take action, to keep pushing, even when the path isn't clear. Even when the fear is paralyzing, you're going to fail, and that's okay. The key is not to let failure stop you. The key is to keep going, to keep learning, to keep improving. Because every failure, every mistake, every setback is a lesson. And with every lesson, you are getting closer to who you're meant to become. But here is the real question. What are you willing to sacrifice? Success doesn't come without sacrifice. And when you're living with purpose, you don't have time for distractions. You don't have time to please everyone, to check out every new trend, to chase every shiny object that comes your way. Your purpose is your filter. It cuts through the noise. It eliminates the things that don't matter and sharpens your focus on the things that do. What are you willing to give up to make your purpose a reality? Because that's what it takes. It's not about having everything you want. It's about deciding what you're willing to give up in order to go after what you truly need. It's about the sacrifices no one sees. The early mornings, the late nights, the hours you spend working when everyone else is resting. The discipline to stay focused when the world is pulling you in a million directions. And that leads us to action. You can think about your purpose all day long. You can dream about it. You can plan for it. But unless you take action, it's all just fantasy. Action is what transforms a vision into reality. Action is what forces the world to pay attention to you. When you take action, you're not just wishing for success, you're demanding it. You see, the world rewards action. The world rewards people who move. It doesn't matter if you're ready or not. It doesn't matter if you feel motivated or not. The only thing that matters is that you're moving. You're taking steps. You're making progress. And every step you take, no matter how small, is a victory. So, stop waiting. Stop making excuses. You've got what it takes to succeed. You've got the drive, the passion, the vision. All you need now is to stop making it optional. Live with purpose. Live with clarity. Live with the understanding that everything you want is waiting for you. But it only comes when you take control. The world is not going to hand you what you want. The world doesn't care about your excuses, your fears, your doubts. The world cares about what you do. It cares about the actions you take. And the only thing stopping you from having everything you desire is the decision to begin. So stop living by default. Make the decision to live with purpose. Make the decision to show up every day, to act in the face of fear, and to keep pushing until your vision becomes your reality. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about creating the moment, and that's how you take control of your life. That's how you make your dreams happen. So, what will you choose today? Will you live with purpose, or will you keep drifting by default? The choice is yours, and it starts now. Let's make it happen. You've made it this far, you've heard the truth, and now it's time to face it head on. Because here's the thing, you can't unsee what you've seen. Once the truth enters your mind, there's no going back. You can try to ignore it, you can try to silence it, but it will keep calling you. It will keep reminding you that you have to act. Now, ask yourself this. How long are you willing to wait? How long are you willing to keep putting off your dreams, your ambitions, your vision? How many more days will you waste telling yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, only to find that tomorrow never comes? The truth is this, tomorrow doesn't exist. All we have is today, and the decisions you make today are the foundation for everything that will follow. This is not just about dreams. This is not just about wishing for a better life. This is about building it. You want success. Then you need to understand that success isn't handed to you. It's earned. It's built one decision at a time, one action at a time. You don't get to choose the timeline, but you do get to choose the path. And that path starts with clarity. If you don't know what you want, how can you expect to get there? Clarity is the compass that guides you. Without it, you're just wandering in the dark, hoping you'll stumble upon something good. But that's not how life works. You need to define your path with absolute certainty, and then you need to walk that path relentlessly, no matter what comes your way. But let's be real, clarity alone isn't enough. You can have the clearest vision in the world, but without the discipline to follow through, that vision is just an idea. And ideas alone don't change the world. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It's not sexy, it's not glamorous, but it's the backbone of everything you will ever achieve. Here's where most people fail. They rely on motivation. They wait until they feel inspired, until they feel like it. But here's the hard truth. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. It's a feeling. But discipline is what carries you when motivation fades. It's what keeps you going when the world gets tough. It's what keeps you showing up, even when you're tired, even when it hurts. And that's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Discipline isn't about having the willpower to push through every single day. It's about creating a routine that is immune to the distractions of life. It's about doing the work even when no one's watching. And the work doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to be impressive. What matters is that you do it, every day, day in and day out. When you commit to your vision, when you commit to the actions that will get you there, your work will begin to compound. Your effort will add up, and you will start to see results that no one can deny. But make no mistake, there will be obstacles. There will be days when you feel like giving up, when you're overwhelmed by the weight of it all. And when those days come, you have two choices. You can quit, or you can keep moving. And I need you to hear this. The only time you truly fail is when you stop moving. You're going to face resistance. That's a given. But what you do in the face of that resistance is what defines you. It's easy to keep going when everything is going well. But the real test of your character, the real test of your purpose, comes when everything feels like it's falling apart. When the world is against you, when every step forward feels like 2 steps back. That's when you prove what you're made of. Do you understand? You are the one who decides your fate. The world doesn't decide for you. The obstacles don't decide for you. Your challenges don't decide for you. You do. So, the question is, what will you choose? Will you choose to let your circumstances dictate your future? Will you let fear, doubt, and failure control you? Or will you rise above it? Will you make a decision to stop negotiating with yourself and start living with power, with purpose, and with clarity? Here's where it gets tough. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the answers. But you do have to make the choice to act. You have to make the choice to stop waiting. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect. Stop waiting for the right moment. Stop waiting for things to fall into place. The only moment you have is now. Let's talk about vision for a second. Vision is your blueprint. It's the destination that you're working toward. It's the why behind everything you do. Without vision, you'll be like a ship adrift at sea. With it, you're unstoppable. But vision alone won't get you anywhere. You need the discipline to follow through, the courage to take action, and the resilience to keep going when it gets tough. You have the power to change your life, but that power is not going to show up on its own. It's not going to knock on your door. It's not going to find you by accident. You have to go out and claim it. You have to make the decision to rise above your fears, your doubts, and your excuses. You have to become the person who takes massive action, even when it's hard, even when it feels impossible. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to make a promise to yourself. Promise that you will no longer live by default. Promise that you will no longer wait for the perfect conditions. Promise that you will live with purpose, and you will let nothing stop you from achieving your vision. That's how you start to change your life. It's not going to be easy. It's not supposed to be. But here's the thing. It's worth it. Every sacrifice, every moment of discomfort, every challenge you face, it's all part of the process. And when you come out on the other side, you'll look back and realize that it was all worth it. So stop waiting. Stop holding back. Live with purpose, not by default. Every moment you waste is a moment that can never be reclaimed. Think about that for a second. Time doesn't wait for you. It doesn't care about your excuses or your hesitation. Time moves forward, whether you choose to move with it or not. But if you choose to move, if you choose to take action, you'll find that the world starts to shift with you. The universe responds to your momentum. It gives you opportunities. It aligns people with your purpose. It brings you resources you never imagined. But here is the thing most people don't understand. It's not about waiting for things to fall into place. It's about taking the first step. The path will never look clear from the beginning, but every time you move, every time you act, you build the road beneath your feet. The world doesn't care if you know every step ahead of you. It cares if you're willing to take the first one. Are you willing to take the first step today? Because the moment you make that decision, you've set something in motion. You've changed your energy. You've aligned yourself with a higher level of purpose. It's like lighting a fire. At first, it's just a spark. But with the right actions, with the right decisions, it will grow. And as it grows, so will you. But if you wait, if you hesitate, that spark will die out. Now, let's talk about resilience. Resilience is what gets you through the storms. It's not the ease of the journey that defines your success. It's how you respond to the obstacles. Every successful person has faced resistance. Every leader, every visionary, has encountered moments when they wanted to quit, when they were on the edge of giving up. But the difference between those who succeed and those who fail is simple: resilience. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about learning to fail forward. When things get tough, when everything seems to be crumbling, that's when you have to show up even harder. That's when the real work begins. The world doesn't remember the ones who gave up. It remembers the ones who kept pushing, who kept fighting, who kept growing, even when it seemed impossible. Are you that person? It's easy to get distracted by the noise around you. It's easy to listen to people who tell you that it's not possible, that you're wasting your time, that you're not good enough. But let me tell you something. The only voice that matters is the one inside your head. The only opinion that counts is yours. The world doesn't define your worth. You do. But if you're going to do this, if you're going to truly commit to living with purpose, you have to start with the most important thing of all: belief. Belief is the foundation of everything. You cannot build a life of purpose without believing in yourself. First, you have to trust that you're capable of achieving what you set out to do. You have to believe that your vision is worth pursuing, no matter how big or small it may seem. Belief is what turns dreams into plans, plans into action, and action into results. And here's the thing about belief. It doesn't come from external validation. It comes from within. It's not about waiting for someone to tell you that you're good enough. It's about deciding that you are. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, I've got what it takes. I am worthy of success. I am worthy of living the life I've dreamed about. But you have to build that belief every single day. It's not something you achieve overnight. It's something you reinforce with every action you take, every step you make toward your vision. Every time you face a challenge and don't back down, you're strengthening your belief. Every time you push through, even when it feels like it's too much, you're proving to yourself that you are capable. Now, let's talk about adaptability. The world is constantly changing. If you're not flexible, if you're not willing to adjust when things don't go as planned, you'll be left behind. Life doesn't care about your plans. It has a way of throwing curveballs when you least expect it, but that doesn't mean you stop moving forward. It means you find a way to keep going, even when the path looks different than you imagined. Adaptability is the ability to look at a setback and ask, what's the lesson here? What can I learn from this? How can I pivot and keep moving forward? It's about embracing change, not resisting it. And the people who thrive, who rise to the top, are the ones who understand that they're not tied to a single path. They're tied to their purpose. And in that adaptability, you'll find power. When you're open to change, when you're willing to adapt to new circumstances, you become unstoppable. You become a force that can't be held down, because no matter what the world throws at you, you know you can find a way through. But none of this works without action. You can have the clearest vision, the strongest belief, the greatest resilience, and the most adaptable mindset. But none of it matters if you don't take action. Action is what brings everything together. It's the moment you stop thinking and start doing. It's the moment you stop wishing and start moving. Action is the game changer. And here's where most people fall short. They sit around waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for inspiration, waiting for the world to align. But action doesn't wait for anything. It doesn't wait for perfect timing or the perfect plan. It just moves. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward your vision. Every decision you make to act, even when it's hard, is a victory. And the more you act, the more momentum you build. The more momentum you build, the closer you get to the life you've always dreamed of. Action is the key to unlocking everything you want. Now, you've heard the truth. You've heard what it takes to live a life of purpose. You've heard the cost. But let me tell you this, it's worth it. The sacrifices, the struggles, the challenges, they're all worth it because on the other side is a life that most people will never know. A life of power, a life of control, a life of fulfillment. But you can't get there by living by default. You have to make the decision, right now, to live with purpose. You have to commit to your vision, to your discipline, to your belief, to your actions. The world is waiting for you to show up. Are you ready? Every moment, every second, every breath is another chance to make a choice. But remember this, choices are never neutral. The choices you make today will shape your tomorrow. There is no I'll do it later, no maybe next time. The future you want is being created right now, in this very moment, by what you decide to do or not do. But here's the cold, hard truth. Life isn't going to make it easy for you. It won't hand you anything on a silver platter. It won't wait for you to catch up. The world will not care if you're tired, if you're struggling, or if you're uncertain. It doesn't stop for your comfort. The world moves forward. It's relentless. It's unforgiving. And if you don't decide to move with it, you'll be left behind. You know what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. The ability to rise when it's hard. The ability to keep going when the world says stop. The successful don't let the obstacles define them. They define their obstacles. They look at every challenge, every roadblock, every setback, and they say, I am stronger than this. I am bigger than this. The man who quits is the man who never starts again. The man who stops when it gets tough is the one who never sees the rewards. If you stop now, if you allow yourself to be taken down by the weight of one bad day, you'll never reach the heights you're capable of. But if you keep pushing, if you keep fighting, if you stay on your path, even when it's hard, you will make it. Now, let's talk about gratitude. It's not just some feel-good concept. It's a tool, a weapon, a mindset that fuels success. Gratitude is the foundation of growth. Why? Because when you're grateful for the small wins, the small steps, the little victories, you create a positive feedback loop that propels you forward. Gratitude is the antidote to bitterness, to resentment, to self-pity. It's the cure for a defeated mindset. You don't wait for everything to be perfect before you show gratitude. You show gratitude now. In the midst of chaos, in the face of struggle, in the process of becoming. When you focus on what you have instead of what you don't, you unlock a powerful energy that drives you to do more, to be more. Let me tell you something. If you want to change your life, change your perspective. You don't need more resources, more money, more time. What you need is to start using what you already have, to leverage what's in your hands right now. When you adopt a mindset of gratitude, you start to see the opportunities around you that were always there. You start to realize that you already have what you need to succeed. So take a moment, pause and look around you. What are you grateful for right now? Maybe it's a skill you've mastered. Maybe it's the lessons you've learned from failure. Maybe it's the relationships you've built, or the strength you've developed through adversity. Gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a practice. And the more you practice it, the more powerful it becomes. Now, if you've been following along, you're starting to understand the weight of this moment. You're starting to realize that everything you've been waiting for is already within you. You have the power, the tools, the potential. What's missing is the decision to unlock it. And that decision starts with one thing: action. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. It's the thing that takes your vision and makes it tangible. It takes your goals and puts them into motion. But you don't need to wait for inspiration to strike. You don't need to wait for the perfect circumstances to act. You just need to start. And once you start, you'll find that momentum will carry you farther than you ever thought possible. Think about it. Every person you admire, every person you look up to, they didn't get there by sitting around and waiting. They got there by doing, by showing up, by taking massive action every day, even when the odds were stacked against them. They didn't quit when it got hard. They didn't wait until they had all the answers. They acted. And that's what you need to do. You don't need all the answers to start. You just need the courage to begin. Every step you take, no matter how small, is progress. Every time you face fear and act anyway, you build confidence. Every time you fail and get back up, you grow stronger. The journey to success isn't about avoiding obstacles. It's about learning how to overcome them. So ask yourself, what's your excuse now? What's holding you back? Fear, doubt, discomfort? None of those things matter in the grand scheme of your life. What matters is whether or not you act. What matters is whether or not you commit to the vision you've set for yourself. What matters is how you respond when life gets tough. Are you going to keep waiting for the right time? Are you going to keep putting it off until things are perfect? Or are you going to decide right now that you're done waiting? That today is the day you take control? That today is the day you stop living by default and start living with purpose? The decision is yours. And when you make that decision, when you choose to live with purpose, not by default, everything changes. The world responds, the doors open, the opportunities find you, but it all starts with action. It starts with the commitment to keep moving forward, no matter what. You want success? You want power? You want a life of purpose? Then get moving. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Live with purpose. Now, every decision you make from this moment forward will either propel you toward greatness or keep you anchored in mediocrity. There's no middle ground. There's no such thing as staying stagnant, because when you stop moving, you start drifting, and drifting never leads anywhere good. I want you to understand something critical. You are capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. The life you've been dreaming about, the success you've been chasing, is not as far out of reach as you think. It's right there, just beyond your comfort zone. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment, or for someone to give you permission. You have everything you need inside of you to make it happen. The question is, will you act on it? Will you make the choice to stop letting your fears and doubts control you? Will you make the decision to rise above the voices in your head telling you that you're not enough, that you're not ready, that you're not worthy? Because here is the thing, you don't need to have it all figured out right now. You don't need to know every step of the journey. What you need is to trust yourself enough to take the first step. You need to believe in the power of action, in the power of starting, even when you don't know exactly where the path will lead. Here's where people get stuck. They let the uncertainty paralyze them. They let the fear of the unknown stop them from taking that first step. But here's the reality. The people who make it to the top aren't the ones who have it all figured out. They're the ones who were willing to take risks, to fail, to get back up and keep moving forward. They weren't afraid of the unknown. They embraced it. So why are you still waiting? Waiting for the perfect moment. Waiting for the stars to align. Waiting for things to feel right. Stop waiting. Waiting is the enemy of progress. Waiting is the excuse you tell yourself so you don't have to face the uncomfortable truth that you are avoiding. Progress doesn't wait for you. Time doesn't wait for you. But you can choose to move now. Or you can keep watching your life pass you by. The real question is, what kind of person do you want to be? Do you want to be the person who lives by excuses? The person who keeps waiting for the world to hand them success? Or do you want to be the person who steps up, takes responsibility, and shows the world what you're made of? The choice is yours. You don't need to know how everything is going to play out. You don't need to know every answer. What you need is the courage to act anyway. When you act with purpose, when you act with intention, everything around you starts to fall into place. The world begins to respond to you, to your energy, to your commitment. And here's the kicker. Once you start, it gets easier. The momentum builds. The more you act, the more confident you become. The more you trust yourself, the more you believe in your ability to make things happen. It's a snowball effect. Every step forward makes the next one that much easier. Every success builds on the last. But none of it happens until you start. So, stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the stars to align. This is the moment. This is your chance. And if you let it slip, it will never come back. You have everything inside of you to create the life you want. The question is, what are you going to do with it? You've already made the decision to live with purpose, not by default. Now, you have to make that decision every single day. You have to act with purpose, with clarity, with discipline, with resilience. There's a war being waged every day for your time, for your attention, for your focus. You're either fighting for your dreams, or you're letting your distractions win. So, I'm asking you now, what are you fighting for? The life you want is not going to happen by accident. You have to fight for it. You have to rise above your doubts. You have to rise above the distractions, the excuses, the fear. And here's the secret. Every time you fight, you win. Every time you face resistance and push through, you win. Every time you choose action over inaction, you win. This is not just about living. It's about living with purpose. It's about fighting for your dreams, not just waiting for them to show up. So get up. Make the choice. Live with purpose. Do the work. Show up. Take that first step. And never look back. Because the world needs you, your purpose is waiting for you to claim it. The only thing standing between you and everything you want is the decision to act. Are you ready to make it? Are you ready to rise? Because the moment you do, everything changes. The world will know your name. And it will know you because you didn't just wish for success. You created it. You built it. You lived with purpose. Now go. Make it happen. You've heard it. You know the truth. Now it's time to make the choice. Are you ready to step into your greatness, or are you going to keep playing small? Here's the harsh reality. The clock is ticking. Every moment you hesitate, every moment you waste in doubt or fear, is a moment you can never get back. Time doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if you feel overwhelmed. Time is moving, and if you're not taking action, it's leaving you behind. But let me tell you this. There's still time right now. You still have the power to change everything. Right now, you have the chance to decide what kind of life you want to live. You can choose to let fear, laziness, and hesitation dictate your future, or you can decide to take control. The power is in your hands. You don't need permission. You don't need validation. All you need is to believe that you are worthy of the life you want, and then take the steps to make it happen. So what's it going to be? Are you going to wait for things to magically get better? Or are you going to take responsibility for your own future? You can't afford to wait. Imagine the person you could be if you woke up every day with purpose. Imagine the life you could create if you gave every moment the attention it deserves. Imagine the person you would become if you stopped letting your circumstances control you and started controlling your circumstances. That person is within you right now, just waiting to be unleashed. But you have to make the choice to step into that power. You have to choose to show up for yourself, day in and day out. You have to decide that your future is worth the effort. Let's talk about commitment for a second. Commitment is not a half-hearted decision. Commitment is an all-in, full-body soul, deep promise to yourself. When you commit, you don't let the fear of failure stop you. You don't let the doubts of others shake your resolve. Commitment is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. And let's face it, consistency is where most people fail. They start strong, full of excitement and motivation. But when the novelty wears off, when the struggles start to pile up, they quit. But the people who succeed, the ones who rise above the rest, are the ones who show up every day, even when it's hard, even when it feels like they're getting nowhere, because they understand one simple truth: consistency compounds. Every day you stay committed, you're laying the groundwork for success. Every day you make progress, no matter how small, you are getting closer to your goal. You don't have to see the entire staircase to take the first step. You just need to keep moving forward. And trust me, there will be moments when you question it all, when you feel like you're not making any progress, when you feel like giving up. But I need you to hear this. That's the moment where everything changes. That's the moment where you decide to keep going when everyone else would quit. That's where growth happens. You will face obstacles. You will face setbacks. You will face people who doubt you, people who tell you it's too hard, too risky, too impossible. But it's not their life. It's yours. You have the power to ignore their doubts and keep moving. And I'll tell you this. The more you push through, the stronger you get. The more obstacles you face and overcome, the more confident you become. The more you succeed, the less you rely on motivation. Because you realize that discipline, persistence, and action are the keys to your success. There's one thing I need you to understand. The world doesn't care how hard you tried. The world doesn't care about your intentions or your excuses. The world rewards results. It rewards action. And if you want to see results, you have to take action. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. No one is going to hand you success. You have to build it. Every single day, every single choice, every single action you take, you are building the life you want. But it starts with today. It starts with the decision you make right now to show up for yourself. So what are you going to do? Are you going to keep waiting for the right time, the right circumstances, the right mood? Or are you going to seize today? Are you going to make the decision to live with purpose, to live with discipline, to live with power? Because if you do, if you choose to take action today, you will start to see the transformation. You will start to see the doors open, the opportunities align, and the results come. You just have to commit to the journey, no matter how long it takes, no matter how tough it gets. The world is waiting for you to show up. Will you rise to the occasion? It's time to stop waiting. It's time to start living with purpose. Now go. Take that first step and never look back. You've made it this far. You've heard the call. You've felt the weight of this moment. And now, the question that remains is, what are you going to do with it? Because I'm telling you right now, this is the moment you've been waiting for. This is the moment you've been praying for, hoping for, wishing for. This is where everything changes. Now, don't think for a second that it's going to be easy. Life doesn't owe you anything. It's not going to roll out the red carpet just because you've decided to take control. No, life will challenge you. It will test you. It will push you to your limits and then push you further. But here's the thing. You were made for this. You were made for the struggle. You were made to rise above the noise, the distractions, the failures, every hardship, every obstacle, every setback. It's all part of your transformation. Every challenge is a stepping stone to who you're meant to become. You just need to have the courage to keep moving, to keep believing, and to keep fighting. There's something powerful about persistence, something magnetic about the person who keeps going, even when the world tells them to stop. The world may not understand you. The people around you may not see your vision. They may doubt your every move, but you know what? Their doubt doesn't matter. The only opinion that counts is your own. And here's what you need to understand. You have the ability to make your own rules. You don't have to follow the script everyone else is living by. You don't have to conform to society's expectations or settle for mediocrity. You can define your own path. You can choose the life you want. You can build the future you dream about, but only if you commit to it. So, what are you waiting for? You see, most people are waiting for things to change before they act. They're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity. But here's the truth. There is no perfect moment. There is no ideal time. The only time you have is now. So stop waiting. Stop holding back. You're capable of so much more than you realize. Your dreams are closer than you think, but only if you choose to act on them. Don't waste any more time wishing for a different reality. Create the one you want, starting right now. What's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't? It's simple. Action. Those who succeed don't wait for motivation to strike. They don't wait for the perfect conditions. They act anyway. They make the choice to show up, day after day, no matter what. You need to make the same choice. Action is what separates the dreamers from the doers. It's the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without action, there's no progress. You can have all the ideas, all the plans, all the vision in the world, but if you don't take action, nothing will change. It's that simple. And let me tell you, the action doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need to know all the answers. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start. Because once you start, something incredible happens. Momentum. Every action, no matter how small, creates more momentum. Every time you take a step forward, you're one step closer to your goal. The more you act, the more confident you become. The more you act, the clearer your path becomes. Momentum will carry you when nothing else will. But remember, the key is to keep going. Don't stop when it gets hard. Don't stop when you face setbacks. Don't stop when people doubt you. Keep going. The moment you stop, the moment you decide that the journey is too difficult, you give up your power. This is the harsh truth. No one else can do this for you. No one else can live your life. No one else can follow your dreams. You have to do it. It's all on you. But here's the good news. You are enough. You have everything you need inside of you to succeed. You just need to stop doubting yourself and start trusting the process. You need to stop questioning your worth and start acting like the person you were meant to be. You are worthy of success. You are worthy of the life you've dreamed of, and you will achieve it. But only if you act, only if you choose to take action. Every single day, you've already made the decision to live with purpose. Now, you need to make the decision to act with purpose. And when you do that, when you choose to act with purpose, with intention, with discipline, your life will change. You will become unstoppable. You will be the person who rises above every challenge, who keeps moving forward, who creates the life they've always wanted. So, take that first step. Don't wait, don't hesitate, move, because the moment you start, your life will never be the same.